Hello everyone, a very good evening to all of you. Welcome to the Officer Adda 24/7, the special session of your BRBL subject in the English medium language. So you can see here, this is the Warrior series of BRBL, okay. Let's start. Today is class 13, okay. Today is class 13 and today we are going to solve the case studies question that is important, okay. We are going to solve the case studies question that is important. So, let's start with the session. For a contract to be valid, as we know that for a contract to be valid, section 10 should be fulfilled. The concern of the party must be genuine. The principle of consensus ad idem. What is consensus ad idem? This is basically means same thing in the same sense. This is called consensus ad idem. So the principle of consensus ad idem is followed, which means the party entering into the contract must mean the same thing in the same sense. Suppose if Nikkita ma'am, it's me, if Nikkita ma'am want to sell the black car to Rohan sir, so Rohan sir also have to think that I will take Nikkita's ma'am black car. So same thing in the same sense, this is the meaning. Okay, the parties to the contract must have the same understanding in regard to the subject matter of the contract. Exactly, same understanding. Mere consent is not enough for a contract to be enforceable. The consent given must be free and voluntary. Suppose if consent is given with coercion, mistake, whatever, so it should not be the valid one. So it should be free and voluntary. The definition of free consent provided under the Indian Contract Act is consent is free when it is not with coercion, undue influence, fraud and misrepresentation. So what exactly this means? So class, coercion. So what is coercion? Coercion is basically to threaten. Okay. Then undue influence, that is to hypnotize someone. What is fraud? Fraud means to deceive someone, and misrepresentation means that is to wrong representation. So if any contract is done with coercion, undue influence, fraud, misrepresentation, the contract cannot be the valid. In this particular point, the party have right to breach the contract. So if one party have right to breach the contract, this is called voidable contract class. This is called what? Voidable contract. So voidable contract in which one party have right to breach the contract. So this is exactly this paragraph. See? Done class? So each and every word is important for the exam point. Consent is said to be so caused when it would not have been given, but existence of such coercion, undue influence, fraud, misrepresentation and mistake. Clearly free consent means, okay, this is free consent means the absence of any kind of coercion, undue influence, fraud, misrepresentation and mistake. When the consent which is given is affected by these elements, it's called into question whether the consent given was free and voluntary. The objective of this principle is to ensure that the judgment of the party while entering into contract wasn't clouded. A very important concept. See this paragraph. Done, class? Cool. Next one. The paragraph is not in here. Therefore, consent was given under coercion and influence this that has potential to invalidate the contract. It means if anything, if any of these word is present here now, the contract will be invalidate. Okay. For example, such a factor that could invalidate a contract is presence of coercion. According to Indian contract coercion, so basically here the word coercion is defined, that is given in your Indian Contract Act. So coercion is defined as the commission or threat to commit. It is commission or threat to commit any act is forbidden by IPC. Okay. IPC is what? IPC is basically Indian Penal Code. So what is IPC? IPC is basically that penal code, okay, that punishment, that type of punishment in which the definition of offenses and its punishment is there, okay, and the unlawful detaining or threatening to detain any property or to prejudice any person, whatever, with the intention of causing any person to enter into an agreement. See, this is the definition of the word coercion. Okay, the word coercion is given here. Done, class? I hope so. That is clear to all of you. Now the next one. A very crucial part of law is the phrase to the prejudice of person, any person, whatever. It means, class, in coercion, it doesn't mean that if suppose two person is doing contract and the coercion is done between these. No. If any third party is also involved, this can be also come under the definition of coercion, which means coercion could be, see, could be directed against the prejudice of any person and not just the party to the contract. Suppose A and B is there. If A is saying, A and B is there, if A is saying that, okay, if A is saying that I will kill C because I will kill C if you will not transfer your property to me. A is saying I will kill C if you will not transfer property to me. So the actual contract is between A and B, but C is also involved. So this is also called coercion. So even a third party to contract can cause coercion to obtain the consent, as was seen in the case of Rangnayakam versus Alvar Sethi, where widow was coerced into adopting a boy by boy's parent by not allowing the corpse of widow's husband to be removed from the home until the adoption was made. The burden of proof in the case of coercion lies on the party whose consent was so coerced. So when the consent of party was obtained through coercion, the contract becomes voidable at the option of person whose consent is obtained. Is it okay, class? I think now the paragraph is, the paragraph is finished. Now you have to solve the question. Adam, a customer. Adam, a customer, was forcibly not allowed by a shopkeeper to leave the store until he purchased the item he inquired about. Adam purchased the item and was allowed to leave. Which the following, as per your understanding of the passage, is correct regarding the validity of the contract? Okay. So here the contract is void, not void, void, as Adam was forcefully. Exactly. So class, the right answer will be B will be the right answer for this question. Is that okay? B will be the right answer for this question. Now, the next question. Sheila entered into the contract to purchase a 3-year-old cow from the farm. The seller delivered the cow and she took the ownership of the same. The sale is done, guys. But Sheila later come to know that the cow sold to her was 6-year-old. As per your understanding of the passage, which of the following would truly describe the transaction? The contract cannot be invalidated as she had voluntarily taken the ownership of cow. The contract was not made with her free consent as it would not have otherwise been given had she been aware of the real age. The contract can be invalidated as there was a mistake as to the fact of the age of this transaction, and the contract is voidable as the seller exercised coercion to obtain the consent of Sheila. Done, class. So what will be the exact answer? So here the contract cannot be, the contract was not, can be invalidated because this is the right answer. The contract can be invalidated as there was mistake as the fact of the age. So this is the right answer. Okay. Because there is a no coercion, so we will not put the coercion. Okay. Next. John and Manoj were in business of trading computer equipment. John had regularly threatened Manoj physically so that He could be his exclusively business partner. The court passed a judgment invalidating the contract based on Manoj complaint unknown. It means the court have given the judgment on the basis of Manoj complaint alone. Was court justified in doing so? First of all, no. Answer will be no. The court is not justified. No, as the court decided matter alone on this, no proof from this, no as a fact. This is the right answer. Okay, this is the right answer. Chan is a new trader in the market. He entered into the contract with another trader who had the biggest market share. However, Chan later felt that he might have made a mistake and wished to invalidate the contract, claiming he felt pressured by the big trader. Can the contract be invalidated? So Chan is a new trader in the market. He entered into contract with another trader who had a biggest market share. Chan felt later, not in the time of contract but later. So can the contract be invalidated? No. Because he gave free consent and feeling pressurized does not invalidate the contract. This is the right answer. Now, a football player was interested in joining a certain club. However, his manager detained his assets until he joined another club of the manager's choice. The player then entered into contract with the club chosen for him and reached the premises. It is too late now for him to change his mind. Yes, he was not coerced by the chosen club and contracted with free consent. Yes, manager only coerced him and not the chosen club. No, the contract is void and he does not have to continue this. Yes, he can still exercise the option to avoid the contract. What will be the right answer? So class, for this one, this is the right answer according to the fact. Okay, so class, that's all for today's. So this is our telegram. You can please scan this telegram, okay, and apply the coupon code Y391 for the maximum discount for a batch. So this is the telegram. This is our new batch that is already started from 3rd of September. Enroll in this batch by applying the coupon code Y391. Okay, so I will show you how to enroll. So Adda 24/7, click on this one, all courses, JAIIB CAIIB. This is CAIIB December 2025. So this is your ACE batch. If you want to take a single batch, you can take the single batch because single batch is sufficient to crack your paper. But if you want, ma'am, before exam we just want to come in revision batch, etc. So you can take the CAIIB Mahapack. In CAIIB Mahapack, the recorded session of elective paper is also there. So that's why mostly students select the CAIIB ka Mahapack. Apply the coupon code, that is Y391. Click on apply. You can see here the discount is 79% discount in CAIIB Mahapack 2.0. 79. And if you want 1% more discount, you can download Adda app in mobile. Through mobile, if you purchase, you will get the discount up to 80% discount. Okay, because in CAIIB Mahapack, you can see here, live classes are there. Mock test 4,475. Click on mock test. Suppose CAIIB December, okay. See the mock test. For mock test, okay, you have ABFM 42 series, ABFM 35, BFM 69 series, BRBL 58. This is for elective paper. So I think for all these subject your session is there. Okay, see, everything is given here. So guys, if you really want to crack, I think this is sufficient. You also have a recorded videos session. Okay, so for recorded videos, see, you have this one. Click on this video courses BRBL. See, okay, so you have these classes. Done class? So apply the coupon code for the maximum discount. Thank you so much guys.